Well, hello Inter people, how are you guys doing? Now today we are here, well I'm here in my bedroom on my chair, lower down behind my backdrop, because I wanted to answer some assumptions. Now this video is based on the Assumptions Challenge, which is where someone would post a picture of themselves and people would comment on the photo and make assumptions about the person. Now I did think about doing this myself, however my self-esteem is through the floor, so I don't think it would help very much. So I decided to ask people what they assumed when they heard the word autism or autistic. Now I've got a ton of assumptions to go through, but before we get started, if you have an assumption about me, definitely leave a comment down below because I would love to see what people's assumptions are. I've let myself in for a world of bother, haven't I? So the first assumption I have is they love routine. Now this is kind of true but also kind of not true. It depends on the person you're talking to. Personally for me, I love routines because for me routines are things that I enjoy doing, things that I have meticulously planned in my head and I know what I'm doing, because with me when it comes to doing new stuff I'm a little bit hesitant. Depending on what it is, I just don't pick up things straight away, like I kind of have to be shown it first. I don't know if you're the same, but it just reduces anxiety for me, like having a routine for different things. It just really helps reduce that stress. But this is not to say that every autistic person loves routine. In fact, some people are really spontaneous. They just do whatever, whenever they want. You know, they're kind of free-spirited and that's okay as well. I got another one. No different to anyone, should not be stereotyped. Now, I think this is kind of true. With TV and movies and the media in general, autism at its core is very much squashed into this little box, and it's like, we're a multitude of things, you know, we're all different. Now I feel like stereotype in that sense isn't cool, and to be honest that's a good assumption to have. However, I don't feel that autistics are the same as other people. Like, yes, we are all people, however every single person that you meet, we're all different in our own ways, whether that's, you know, the way we think or whatever. I could understand what this person's trying to say, you know, saying that autistics are not different from other people, but at the same time, you know, the way that we process things might be different to someone else. Now this one's actually quite interesting. It's something that I haven't really talked about on the channel before. I assume people with autism are really smart, like child prodigy smart. Autism and Asperger's and just autism spectrum disorders in general, they're not based on intelligence. Like, yes, some people on the spectrum who are savants may have incredibly high IQs and are incredibly academically intelligent in like a particular field that they are in. Some autistic people, in terms of like academically, we don't do so well because things are not in place for us to be able to thrive. I don't feel that intelligence really comes into it. I feel it really comes down to how prepared the person is for a particular situation or thing or activity, whatever it is, and also how comfortable they feel. Like, say it's a maths exam, for example, and this person, you know, skyrocket scores. You know, if they're not feeling comfortable, then they're not going to do really well at that exam, you know, and they might fail that exam, even though they are incredibly intelligent and they are very much capable. So really with this assumption, yeah, some autistic people, you know, they're highly intelligent, however some just aren't super intelligent in that way. However, some autistic people really thrive in other areas. It doesn't have to be academically, I mean, it could be creatively. Some people are really creative when it comes to playing music or doing art or whatever it may be. So really for me, the assumption is kind of true, but also kind of not true. This assumption's quite nice. People with autism are the kindest souls on this earth. Oh, well, I wish that was true, however, I don't feel everyone on the spectrum is a nice person. Very much, it's like any person you meet, you know, it doesn't matter what race someone is, what gender someone is, or if they don't have a gender at all. Some people are penises. Complete and utter massive penises. and it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter how nice you are to someone, they're gonna be a humongous penis. And there will be people who are autistic who are complete and utter penises. I will say that this assumption is kind of true in a sense from what I've experienced, because I know quite a few autistic people, obviously because I do YouTube and everything. And to be honest, a lot of the people that I've met through doing this who are on the spectrum are lovely, you know, wouldn't hurt a fly. However, there are autistic people who are just not nice people and take advantage of other autistic people, and some autistic people are just incredibly horrible and just really sinister. And to be honest, that's just the way of the world, unfortunately. You know, some people are just complete penises, and then some people are like pie. You know, it's just comforting, and you know, you're just gonna love it. I'll definitely try and make that the last time that I say that people are like pies and also penises, because penis is such a weird word, isn't it? Is penis a weird word? Comment down below. Now this one's quite interesting. Do you get along well with other people who have autism? Make friends with them easier? Yeah, I typically do, because I think it's just that thing of I've gone through an experience of, you know, I'm autistic, and I've had these experiences throughout the course of my life. Some of the negative experience and positive experiences that I've had in my life, other people share those experiences, or we share very similar traits. So in a sense it is easier to talk to someone who is on the spectrum and make friends that way. But of course there will be occasions where I meet an autistic person and it just doesn't work out for one reason or another. But to be honest, that's just the way of the world, and you know, it just is what it is, you know? I can't really say much more than that. This one's really nice. I assume you are a really cool dude. Oh, thank you. I mean, what makes me cool? I dad dance all around the house. I sing songs very loudly. Sometimes I'll skip around the house, not even joking. All the rest of it. I'll quite happily listen to ABBA, don't care what anyone says. Yeah, do you know what? I think that assumption's pretty true. Got another assumption. Oh, they're faking it and they're just bad kids. Now this person I know doesn't assume this intentionally. It's one of these ones that they've noticed other people say, and to be honest, this assumption is a really bad one in general, because you know, some autistic people, yeah, they really struggle with stuff, and the way that we handle that is not necessarily in the most normal way, whatever normal is. It really comes down to how someone's supported in education, at home, and really making the kid the most important part of everything, really. That's what I'd say about this assumption. Personally, I think it's a really rubbish assumption. Now with the faking it part of the assumption, it's incredibly difficult for me as an autistic person to fake stuff or lie about stuff. Like, you know, when I have a meltdown, I'm actually having a meltdown. When I feel like I'm shutting down and can't communicate, I'm shutting down. I can't communicate. Just the general idea of autistics faking being autistic or whatever, it's just gone way over my head. This one's quite funny. You're a hot girl. Oh crap, wrong assumption post. Well, I mean, I could be if you wanted me to be. Call me. You find social situations uncomfortable. Generally for a lot of autistic people this can be the case. However, I find some social situations uncomfortable, but some social situations I quite enjoy. So for me, when it's formal stuff, I find it quite uncomfortable, because with formal stuff there tends to be a lot of rules and stuff like that. Especially when there's restrictions on going outside. You know, if I have to be in a place for a period of time, it can be a little bit uncomfortable for me, because I like having that escape route. But sometimes social situations, I just really get into them. I'm just like a social butterfly and I just fly away, you know? It just really depends on the day and how I'm feeling. It really depends on the situation of socialness that I will be attending, really. You don't make eye contact. This assumption I feel is very much true for myself. I can't speak for everyone else on the spectrum though. I find eye contact incredibly weird. I just don't like it. It's just uncomfortable. Like literally you can say Andy and then whatever you want to say to us, that's totally fine, you know? I don't feel the need for eye contact is absolutely necessary, really. It's just, it's a weird thing. Like, I'm just staring at you and it's just really creepy. I'm just like making stupid faces at you because I can. And I'm feeling really, really weird about eye contact. Oh God, kill me. I'm throwing this one in because this is quite funny. This twist just turns this assumption challenge into something completely different altogether. Well, that assumption in itself is actually wrong because I'm asking assumptions about a topic instead of a photo, which is actually asking people for their assumptions. So really your assumption about me asking for assumptions is actually wrong. There is more to this, guys. Also, you're just starting a fire under your own butt. I'm not gonna say the other word. You're gonna have to deal with later. How do you think this is a good idea? Lol, lol, lol. Firstly, someone who puts lol in a sentence like that, just no. And then secondly, I feel like this is a good idea because it breaks down misconceptions about autism and assumptions that people have. And also when I'm doing a video like this where I'm talking about assumptions people actually have of autism and autistics, and again I feel this person's assumption is very much wrong. And there you guys go, that is all the assumptions I have. I hope that if you did have an assumption like this, it's helped clear that assumption up for you. And if you want to see more videos like this assumption video today, I do have a playlist down below and at the end screen that I think you should check out. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up for me, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay you, stay indie. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you all very soon.